let's talk about the big one. I mean, I've never seen you that angry before. We were talking after that particular game, and what you said was an indication of how angry you were at the performance. No right thinking Nigeria that wants the Super Falcons to succeed would watch that particular game and not be angry. A few things I noticed in that particular game, and I will get your thought on that also. Why did Madugu decide to play Michel Alozie as a left back? Plumtree is injured. Why would you play Alozie as a makeshift left back when you have two left back, on the bench and you didn't use any of them? Why did you decide to play, Ladipo on the right hand side and you decide to pair Dimeyi and Ohale that is not very fast? You decide to pair them together. Why did you do that? There were a whole lot of misstep in that particular game. But you watch that particular game. What are your thoughts? What do you think happened in that particular game? And do you think Madugu, is the right person to take us forward owing to the kind of performance we saw? I mean, you watch the first half and you would expect a coach to make substitutions and change the game, and no sensible substitution came until the 69th minute. What do you make of that game, and what are your thoughts of Madugu?
Um, Talk about this game here. The game is just good. I don't know. What I thought about Madugu is what I still think about Madugu. Is what I think. What I still thought about Madugu last year. I feel like that coach is not good enough. Good to an extent, but people saw us win the uh WAFCON and they were like, okay, it's good. I mean, especially after we came back. No wahala. How did you start? How did you okay? How did you start up like that? Aluzi, fine girl. I'm not going to deny. But sometimes, look at the way they were exploiting our wing. Okay, that's not a natural position. You understand? Because you don't know she's right footed. So what she was doing, instead of she was spoiling the reading because anytime she goes forward, anytime she overlaps, she will cut inside and shoot. That's not what she's supposed to do. Let her go take her back to her natural position, which is right back. She started her in left back. He went and started the Serie A best defender year, last season, sorry, as the right back. Instead of starting her in her original position, which is the center back. What do you want to achieve? Imoran was on the bench, she's a left back. Start her there. Take Alozie to her position. We should have started a double pivot in that match. We should have played a double pivot in that match. We played only one person behind the defense. Hey, as in everything was just disorganized. What is Esther doing as a striker? Let me ask people that are watching this.
I mean, I was thinking that Esther as a striker. Are you kidding me?
What is Esther doing as a striker? She doesn't have the physical presence to do anything as a striker because that's what we needed. What were those deliveries? No, really. Okay, even if you want to play as a striker, I get the point. They were not trying to put the ball on the ground for her because she didn't have the presence to physically work, bully Malawi's defense to create a threat. They should have brought assistants with, even if they want to play that kind of thing. Why didn't they bring assistants earlier? They brought her in the 83rd minute. Yes, so all these things doesn't make sense. I feel like we can talk on and on about this game and what went wrong and what didn't go wrong, right? And we'll not finish. Dozie on her own. I get that she's trying to become a super goalkeeper, but three times.
I mean,
Not the first time.
two of the three of all the three goals, they were our fault. I mean, the last a
All
lot
of
of people
them.
have been saying,
All of them.
a lot of people have been saying there's a particular Fatima Oloko, that used to play in the same club with Nadoze Nadoze was like a senior in that particular academy, that particular club before Nadoze made the move outside Nigeria. That probably maybe Justin Madugu should send the message. Remember the last WAFCON, the first game, there were some key players, there were some supposed superstars that didn't perform to standard. What did Madugu do? He sat them on the bench, and majority of them did not play a major part in the competition. And those that came in, they did a very fantastic job, and that was how we were able to progress further and our game improved. A lot of people have been clamoring for the same thing, that a Nadoze should be given a place on the bench, and probably maybe we should see a Fatima Oloko. Do you agree with that? Because Nadoze was a shadow of herself.
No, I don't really agree with that. I feel like those the three goals that were scored, okay, maybe two of the three goals that were scored by Malawi, in as much as they were fault, if you watch that bright, that's the way she usually plays today. She has become a super. She was not a super goalkeeper before, but right now she's a super goalkeeper in the sense that she balls like that. She comes out to clear them. But if you are going to be a super goalkeeper, you should be able to communicate with the defense, right?
Hmm.
Being a super goalkeeper means communicating with the defense. Not that your defense will become in no man's land.
Hmm.
You will not step up to clear. You step will not become in no man's land. Because if of you are caught in no man's land, remember, I don't know if you can remember when you were asking about teams that would do well. I mentioned Malawi.
Yeah, you
I
did.
mentioned
You
Malawi.
are one of those that
Despite
mentioned Chiwenga sisters.
despite
You mentioned it and they scored.
despite despite this being their first
True,
tournament, WAFCON tournament,
true, you did.
I mentioned them because of the
Yeah, you
Chawinga
did.
sisters. I know how good they are,
Yeah,
and they
true,
destroyed us. Two goals, the three goals were scored between them.
true,
So you can see why I mentioned them. See how
true.
fast they are. See how fast they are. And now we are going from playing the Chawinga Babrabanda. That, 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 that's it. See, if we cannot, if if we cannot beat Malawi, because let me tell you something, Malawi
Mm.
and Zambia they play almost the same style of play.
Very true,
Zambia play Zambia have a better coach. Number one,
true,
they
true,
have better players. Number
true.
two, they have a better midfield. Number three, so I don't think if we cannot beat Malawi, I know football doesn't work that way. But if we cannot beat Malawi, how are we going to beat Zambia? Okay, I feel like I don't know if you can permit me. Let me just quickly say things I expect, changes that I expect Justin to do
Yeah, please go ahead.
if
Go ahead.
we
Go
should have
ahead.
a chance.
Go ahead.
All right. Because like I said, Zambia are very very coordinated. They beat
True.
Egypt 6-0,
Six.
six
Yeah.
zero. And the funny thing is that they don't just have Barbara Banda, Barbara Banda is really one of the best players when it comes to women's football. They also have a Rachel Kundanaji. That also
True.
is good.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a double threat. So we're not just planning on stopping Barbara Banda, we are also planning on stopping Rachel. Just like
True.
Malawi, we have to stop the two Chawingas. You understand? So I feel like look at this formation. I feel like this new formation is going to work. I may be wrong, but this is what I just think. In those are good. Alozi should return to our natural position, which is the right back.
Mm-hmm.
SerieA best defender, women's best defender last year should return to her rightful place, which is the centre back.
Mm-hmm.
She should pair with Jimmy. Yes, she should pair
Mm-hmm.
with Jimmy. I need she should pair with Jimmy. Um, which left back? Imoran. I don't know. Imoran should start at left back. You start at left back. Then at the midfield, we should play a double pivot. I don't know why Deborah Abiondu did not start that game. They do not call her the Kante of Africa for nothing. You understand? Deborah Abiodu and Uche Ibe. You understand? I need double pivot of Deborah Abiodu and Uche Ibe. Esther Okuoko should start at the right wing. Tony Payne should start at the attacking midfielder. Esther Ajibade at the left wing. Ashishat to start as a striker. To me, for me, this is a 4-2-3-1 formation. To me,
That means
this
Echegini loses her place in the midfield, right? Echegini does not have a place in the midfield.
she can come from the bench. Jennifer can come
Okay,
from the bench.
okay.
She can come from the bench to impact. Even the lady that scored our second goal was here. What's her name?
I think
Is it Uche?
Uche Kanu or something Kanu. That's her name. Something Kanu.
Yeah,
That's her name.
She can also come from the bench. Like this formation I put, or I just put out a physical formation. That's what I just put out against Zambia because that's what we need. We need something physical. You understand? I put out a double pivot in front of Dwayne and Oladipo to track back. The runs of
Hmm,
Banda and Rachel
hmm,
can be very dangerous. So that's why I put out this thing. Oladipo has the speed to match up with Banda when it comes to 1v1 situations. Look at the match against Malawi. She was up, they they were left alone because the midfield was not helping. So Tabitha and Temo are usually catching us in 1v1 situations. That should not happen against Zambia because Barbara will kill us if that happens. So nobody should be left 1v1. Two players on Barbara each time she hold that ball. Two players, not one, two players. So, but I'm not the coach. I'm not the coach. I'm just a fan that is sitting in his house and talking. So I don't have any power to implement this. But this is what I just feel that should be our formation and our lineup moving forward. We should not play 4-3-3 or whatever formation Justin played. We should go to a
Okay,
4-2-3-1, a double pivot.
Collins, if you are playing a double pivot, um, if you are playing double pivot, it means you are not very sure of your CBs. And the game against Malawi, if you had a double pivot, I mean that would have helped our center back because Ohale was not that fast. Now that Ohale, is coming out from your formation, do we still want to stick with a double pivot that takes away creativity from the midfield? Don't you think that will affect, our attackers from producing much more than they usually would do? If you have just one pivot and you have two attacking players that can rove around them and join the attack when we are on the attack, we don't think that will affect our how potent we will be in terms of our attack.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It will not affect us because we didn't play a double pivot. We didn't play a double pivot versus Malawi and we did not create anything. So it will not affect it, seeing the fact, especially seeing the fact that Esther Oporoko is dropping deep. I'm starting her
Hmm.
at the right wing. You understand? So that's enough creativity for me. She's not in the front. As against Malawi, she was, let me not say useless. She was very, very, very less effective as a lone striker. It doesn't make sense in any way. So I'm dropping her to her rightful position because she usually excels from the wings or from the attacking midfielder position. You understand? So I'm playing her as a right wing. She's left footed. So she can do some real damages there. You understand? So I'm taking her to the right wing. That's not creativity. I'm playing a double pivot to protect the centre back. It's not that I'm not trusting them. You understand? If that I trust them, that's the reason why I'm putting Esther Oladipo. I'm not putting her in the right, so I'm putting her back to her prepared position. I'm just playing that so that we can create more cover, especially
Hmm.
if Ronaldo decides to do what she did against Malawi. We will need the cover. Yes,
That's true.
that's why I'm playing a double
That's true.
pivot. You
That's true.
understand? So
That's true.
we have to prevent here. We have to prevent here. The back was just open. Anytime we move forward, anytime we push forward, every of their counter attack, any diagonal ball is going through because there is no midfield covering. There was
Hmm.
no midfield covering, so I'm trying to cover the midfield. But out of creativity, I think we'll be fine. Tony Penn as an attacking midfielder, Esther Ajibade as a left winger, Okooko as a right winger. Very fantastic. Well, I think the creation is there. Anything creativity is there already. So and our striker, we should let's go for our Ababola Abeg. We need physical presence. She's very strong. Let's put her there because against Zambia defense, we need physical presence. We need physical dominance, and we need the aerial threat. So let's put Ashishat Oshishola there to ball.
Okay.